All right, well, hello everyone. So, I bought me a car. Um, I bought a metal frame of a car for 20 bucks, and I spent $75 to tow it to my house. So I got, I'm about to show you the car in a second, but I got some box of little parts here. Clutch. I got a jug with a piston in it that looks like it's seized. Got a brake assembly, got some random miscellaneous parts, and it looks like a Solex carb. So not a Deltardo. Oh man, I just had a brain fart. Delardo. No, I can't remember the name of the carburetors. Help me out, guys. What was the name of this damn carburetor? I had them on my old Porsche, a little mini distributor. So there's definitely, some stuff here that's worth at least 20 bucks. So far, this vehicle that I bought, I am into it a whopping $95. And what I plan on doing in future videos, I want to document this whole entire thing. But I want to completely restore and customize this little ragamuffin, this Flintstone, I'm trying to think of all the other, Frankenstein, whatever the hell this is, I don't know. There are some parts that look familiar to a sandrail, but I've never seen one like this. There's no VIN, there's no documentation on this at all. So this is a little 5x8 trailer. It's about the same damn size. So other than the seats and some let's call it interesting welding spots, the two main ones are right here. There's these big gaps on both sides of the frame rails, which doesn't really look that safe to me. It's pretty much complete. When I say complete, it's missing everything it needs to make it run and drive. But it has an engine, it has a transmission, it has rims and tires, and it has a steering wheel. None of which works, by the way. So none of the tires hold air. In fact, the rims are more rusted than the frame. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run to DMV and confirm that I need to weigh it to bring in some kind of thing to see about at least getting a VIN number applied to it. Hopefully I don't have to build the whole entire thing to get the VIN number, but I'm going to say, hey, I'm in the process of building a car. I don't want to put it on the street, but I do want to at least, get it to where I can eventually, hopefully, put it on the street. So I'm going to go down that road. I'm going to start off at DMV. I know I'm going to have to weigh it to get the weight on it. And my first quest right now is to get new rims and tires, or at least new used rims and tires, because these rims are beyond the point of being safe. I mean, right here, let me show you a piece of this. Yeah, here's a piece of the rim right there, So, but again, $20 cost me $75 to tow it. And it has a very interesting stance to it, which I do want to equalize the, I want to get smaller rims and tires, or at least smaller tires for the back, and have it more of a level stance. So the back suspension is completely froze up. The front suspension and the front steering is pretty much non-existent. The guy I bought it from, he did say, with this being rusted out, it would be better I told him I'm just going to plan on cutting this whole front end off and putting a whole brand new setup, new suspension, new springs, new everything. It'd probably be cheaper just to replace it than try to, salvage that. The rear end, I'm looking at the weld here, looking at some of the stuff with the back end being froze up. That's something I may look into doing. Maybe something a little different, not necessarily Volkswagen rear end. In fact, I'm not even 100% sure I want to keep the Volkswagen engine. But we're going to see what happens. I have a fuel tank that I can use. I do have a tow bar I'm going to put on the front to tow it around, as well as that Reese hitch, which I think I'm going to basically do a 2-inch receiver on the front, and that way I can slide in a trailer hitch for the front, you know, so it could just hook it to a normal, not have a tow bar, but actually have a solid piece there. So, in fact, what would be really cool is if I could lift it up off the ground and tow it that way, but we'll see what happens. Because right now, I can't even tow it with the steering being this bad, so I'd have to lift tow it anyways. Yeah, this is the new project. I told you guys I've been wanting to do something a little bit different. I wanted to build another vehicle. I used to build cars. I used to customize cars. I've done a lot of unique vehicles in the back, or in the past. In the back, Jesus, what the hell am I saying? But in the past, I've done some pretty crazy stuff. And you know, now that I'm older and more crazy, I want to do something a little bit different. So I want to do a budget build. I want to keep it within a certain dollar amount, and I'm going to be putting all the information I get from DMV, all the information I need to title it, register it, because I do want it to be street legal. All the good, the bad, I'm going to document every single aspect of this build to you guys, so y'all will have all the information. I'm even going to set up a new playlist of, you know, just like I got a little playlist of me buying storage units, I'm going to have a playlist of me building this thing. Now, I have named all the vehicles I've worked on. Once I turn a wrench on it, I name it. So I'm trying to come up with an interesting name on this, and I got some random stuff that I've collected over the years that is going to be incorporated in this build. Sentimental reasons, as well as I think they look cool. So I don't want to do a rat rod, although this would make a great candidate for a rat rod, but I want to do a body build. So I'm actually thinking about fabricating a complete body to go over this. You know, kind of think Mad Max meets George Barris. You know, I want to do something a little different, using some old techniques from the 80s and 90s that I know, and you know, I want to have some fun with this. So I am going to be bringing over some lifts, and I'm going to get this up off the ground. I'm going to start some disassembly. I want to clean it. I want to get make sure all the welds are good, and I'm going to be jumping right into this. You know, my plan is to work probably at least half a day once a week. You know, I'll probably do a lot more than that, but I really want to set up and, you know, invest 5 to 10 hours a week into this to keep it moving, keep everything fresh. So, but yeah. So I got Harbor Freight right across the street. I got my shop down the street. This is one of the houses. I got the other house down the street. I got 2 houses in the same neighborhood. So, you know, but first, before I start working on this, I got to keep it secure, because right now there is no drive, there's no reverse, it's only neutral. So I could literally push this thing down the street. So what I'm doing right now is I'm digging up this fence, and I'm going to take this fence and move it up there. So kind of block everything in. I'm going to be working on that the rest of the day, and if it doesn't rain tomorrow, I'll be here tomorrow. But I got to drill out a hole right here to put the post, and then I can move the gates over here. So, and if all else fails, I have my handy dandy little hitching post, which I was thinking about just digging up one of these and putting it here, and that way I could chain it to the hitching post and put that in concrete. See, I be thinking about stuff, excuse me. I don't mean to, trying not to cuss anymore. There's no reason for it, you know. Oh wow, here we go. Look. There's the yeah, that's metal, that's not dirt. That is the rim. That is, yeah. I also need to bring my metal magnet over here, because I already know. So, but yeah, pretty much this is probably going to be the craziest and most insane and irrelevant, I I can't say the word. It's going to be the stupidest build on YouTube. So, yeah, I want to kind of show some of the skills that I used to have now that I'm an old fat guy. You know, I still think my brain still thinks that my body can do stuff, and I'm going to see if my brain's right. If not, you know, I'm out $95, you know. But I think this is going to be something cool. I've been looking at sand rails for a long time. And this guy had one, he had it posted for 400, and I guess it sat for a while because without paperwork, nobody, you know, and don't get me wrong, this is not a, this is not a beautiful looking vehicle, but it is solid. You know, I mean, I looked it over. I'm sure I'm going to find some things, but for the most part, it's not that bad. You know, once I get it all stripped and repainted, it's going to be a pretty clean build. So, and this is a homemade, this was built by some guy on a farm. He got it. I don't even know how he got it, but, you know, now I have it. So, but it's going to be interesting. But first step, well, put the fence up. Second step, DMV, and let's start all the paperwork and that hell. Because I actually think dealing with DMV is going to be harder than actually building the vehicle. So, but this is it. I don't have a name for it yet. I had a name for another vehicle. It may get applied to this, but I have the name TURD, Transportation Under Regular Distress, TURD. So that may be the name for this. It's kind of right now, that's what's sitting in my head because it does look like a turd. But as things get better, as things get improved, you know, maybe it won't be a turd. You know, maybe it'll be the shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to do that. So, but in fact, you know what? Right now, let's just call it the turd. You know, it'll work for now. We'll change it later if need be. But right now, it's Transportation Under Regular Distress, or dismemberment, or disassembly, or, you know, there's plenty of D words out there. But yeah, I like to introduce everybody to the turd. I don't know what else to say. Like, subscribe. This is going to be an interesting journey. Peace, love, money. I'm out.